Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. Okay, so let's get right into this prophetic message. I first of all, I want to say this: these energies at this time are seem like they're very tricky. So I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Um, See, like it's a lot's happening, and a lot's gonna keep on happening. But anyway, let me get right into the message. I just basically want to let you guys know. I feel like I'm being led to let you guys know that I know that some people are looking for love, and I want to let you guys know that there's some messages that come through, whether they're on YouTube or whether they're over on Patreon, already pre-recorded. I just want to let you know that I know that people are looking for love. Okay, some people are looking for love, and then I just want to say that keep in mind there are messages with people finding someone new. Okay, everybody's kind of, not everybody, majority of the people are finding someone new. Understand this, and if I can just kind of explain it to you in this way, imagine there's like three groups of people, and imagine the three groups of people going through something different. One person in the first group could be in a situation to where they're meeting someone new, and that situation is gonna probably be their possible soulmate, life partner. I can't say what it is because I don't know, but I know one of the messages that I recorded that the energy felt so positive and so right. Like that relationship is going to work itself out because the two people want the same thing. That's what I saw. That's how I know that that relationship is going to work out. They were both on the same page. There was another message that came through for those individuals who are in marriages, relationships, have a significant other. It doesn't matter. I saw that some of them are in situations to where they're in a relationship, but it's almost like they're kind of testing the waters outside the relationship. And this is not me passing judgment on anybody, nor am I condoning that type of behavior as well either. But that's a whole total another message to get into, and I'm not going to judge anyone in regards to what they're doing. But I'll say this. So that's another group of people. That's the second group. And it's almost like there's a third group of people who are kind of somewhat in between. And it's like they are meeting someone. Either I saw them. It's like this next group of people, they feel like they seem like there's an instant connection with someone. And all of a sudden they realize it, and they think it's almost like if a situation starts off very hot and fiery because you think, oh my God, like we seem so connected and everything seems to click, be mindful of that. Because one thing I've learned on this journey, that there are situations that anything that starts fast and quick is be sure to end fast and quick. So that's a third group of people. And again, there are different situations that those people are going through. So I just wanted that to be clear because some people are going to experience new love. Some people are going to experience situations where maybe they might meet someone new and they might just be with this person just for a season, a couple of months, even may even be talking to this person just for a couple of weeks. And it could just be a one-time conversation with a person. Again, everybody's learning something different, but I felt like Divine Spirit of Light wanted me to make that very clear because I don't want people to come on the channel and think, oh my God, like you said that, I feel like that's kind of what I got. Like the Divine Spirit of Light wants me to explain that because I don't want people to think that they hear this message. You was like, oh, you said this. Yes, just keep in mind. That's why I always say use your intuition. You have to feel like listen to your intuition. If you're taking time out and you understand your intuition, then certain messages may be for you. But if you're not in tune with your intuition, 9 times out of 10, you're most likely going to associate yourself with this particular group and it may not even apply to you. So I wanted to make that very clear. The second thing is I want to keep in mind that these energies are either happening to you now, they're about to start happening to you, or they could be happening within the next couple of weeks. Or in some group of people, it could be happening, but then other groups of people, it could be happening later down the road, which is the near future. So, with all that being said, let's get right into the message because there are lots of messages here. I didn't record the ones for yesterday. Some more messages came through this morning, so I basically am combining them together. So, I'm trying to keep this video at least under 30 minutes if I can. So, try to bear with me. Okay, so the first thing I saw was like some of you are experiencing situations where you feel like there's holes in your soul. Feeling like there's something missing for your life, feeling like maybe you give too much to the wrong people and they're like draining your energy is what I'm getting. You're giving too much to the wrong people that's draining like not only your energy, but it's almost like they're taking so much from you that it's making you feel like you have holes in your soul. That's all I saw for that message. So however that may apply, everybody's situation is going to be different. You know, it could be, some people could be experiencing that because they feel like they're just lost. They don't know what to do. Others could be feeling like that. Maybe they feel like they're with someone and they feel like this is the person that's not for them. And, you know, others are just feeling like they're missing something in their life, but they can't quite put their hand on it. So, and forgive me, y'all, if I'm looking to the side. I just have a habit of doing that, and I can't help it, so just accept it. That's all I can say. I'm just giving a message. Just focus on the message and not focus on what I'm doing. I think that's what's wrong with society nowadays. We're too busy focusing on what people doing, and people aren't acting or behaving in the way that we expect them to be. And no, I'm here to tell you that on my channel I have to be me, and if you want to hear the message, fine, so be it. If you don't want to hear the message, anything that I do that offends you or irritates you, then maybe either you need to ground yourself, or maybe you just need to just politely exit stage left if you don't want to hear what I have to say, or if I'm delivered in a way that you feel like I'm not delivering it. But I have to be true to me and not be who somebody else wants me to be. I just wanted to make that clear too. The next message that I got was some of you are going to have a situation of somebody's, I can't really say if I heard them calling, but I knew from within a dream they reached out to somebody. So I don't know how they did this. I'm trying to remember I don't remember if they called or if they just had a conversation with this person. But someone reached out to someone's significant other, spouse, or someone that somebody could just be in a relationship with. Somebody reached out to them to give them some information that they necessarily didn't want to hear. So some of you may be experiencing that situation where you may be getting a phone call from somebody who's calling you to tell you something that your partner or whoever this individual may be is doing. Okay, so I'm just here to give you the warning. I can't say what was being said, but I feel like they were I don't know if they were coming from a malice place of just saying, yeah, like this is an example of saying like, yeah, well, if you was doing your job, then you wouldn't need to, he wouldn't be out here with me. So I didn't get that. I just knew that they were having a conversation. I don't know if they were coming from that place, but I just knew that this person was reaching out. They could have I just knew that this person was reaching out. That's all I remember hearing in the dream. So again, you have to discern that. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Yes, everybody's situation is going to be different. So let me move on to the next message. The next message that I saw is that, I don't want to read too deep into this because I'm not really sure, but all I know is I remember something from maybe your past, and it may not even be in this lifetime. It could have just been from like a past lifetime. Some information is going to come through to some of you from like previous lifetimes. And when I say previous lifetimes, I mean previous lifetimes. Like it's almost like some of you will be, it's almost like some of you will be tapping into that energy from like ancient Egypt time. What I got in the dream was like information that comes from Ra, the sun god. I don't know too much about that, but I don't want to get too deep into that because I don't want to give somebody the wrong information. But all I remember is hearing is Ra in the dream, as well as it's almost like ancient knowledge from during that time. So some of you may experience tapping into that type of energy, and you may not even know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's reading up on this information. Some of you may be finding yourself reading up on this information, or some of the information might just start coming to you, or you might just start having an interest in reading it, or feel like you, and then when you start reading, you feel like you've always been connected to it. It's almost like putting a piece together, like a puzzle piece. That's it for that message. The other message that I have is, this is so important. Please, 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 one thing I've learned on this journey, please be mindful of the people who you take food from. Be mindful of the people that you eat food from, period. I just have to say period, because if you just have to be mindful, because let me say this. When I cook my food with love and light. Others, imagine this. So imagine if somebody's cooking their food and they're angry and they're pissed off, and, you know, let's just say, hypothetically, they got so much stuff on their plate to deal with, and trying to balance life, trying to balance work, and so on and so on. Then all of a sudden they're cooking food and they're tired. Well, guess what? If they're tired and they're making food, and, you know, excuse me, y'all, and they're making food and you're eating that food that you know, that they kind of like putting that energy into, it's almost like you eating that same type of energy. It's an energetic thing, if I can kind of explain that. That's one case. So just be mindful of the places that you eat from. I know my kids be wanting to go places sometimes, and I be trying to tell them, like, no, like, I'm not feeling that energy there. Like, you know, I'm very mindful of where I try to eat from. And number two, this is most important. Sometimes you have people who are close to you. They will make you food. They will give you food. And if you're not careful, sometimes they put in that intention into the food that's, how can I say it? It's almost like, I'm sure some of you heard of this. Oh, God. Excuse me, y'all. You have to keep in mind that sometimes people use, I talked about this in one of the other videos. People were doing stuff behind people's back and they didn't even know the stuff that they were doing in regards to like witchcraft or whatever the case may be. Witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. You know, there's some people may chalk it up to spirituality, but there's light and dark and everything. So however people may refer to it, I'm just gonna say dark magic or whatever the case may be, because the reason why I say that is because if you're doing something against someone's will and they're not aware that you're doing it, then it's doing magic, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. It's more of a darker energy, and that's the reason why I call it black magic. You know, now if you purposely telling this person, hey, well, I put this into your food and I set this intention into your food, and I put like a love potion into your food, then if they decide that they want to eat it after you have told them that, then that's on them. Everybody should have their free will. But if you're doing something against somebody's free will, then, you know, to me, that's a form of black magic. Just my personal opinion. I'm not going to sit there and say that, you know, yeah, this is just my personal opinion. So you have to definitely be mindful who you eat from. I don't care. Just be mindful whoever you get your food from. Sometimes people are close to you, can be close to you, and sometimes you don't even realize that they could be an undercover hater, which is something I had in a previous video too. So you definitely have to be mindful of that, because sometimes people are hating undercover and you don't even realize it, or hating on you undercover and you don't even realize it, and they're feeding you stuff to keep you caught up and to keep you blocked and to keep you coming back and to keep you eating their food and to keep you trapped. That, you know, it is what it is. So I definitely heard this message some time ago, and I felt like last night before I went to bed, it was definitely, excuse me y'all if y'all hear my dog, she's right down on the floor. She hit a dog walking past out the window. But anyway, so yeah, it came to me last night that you know, you have to be mindful of what you're eating, who you're eating from. So as another reminder, so I felt like that was a message that I need to put out as well. And let's move right along to the next message. So this is a very important message, and I need you guys to understand this. Whether this is your child, if you have a child that's somewhere around close to the age of 2, and you know that they're playing with doorknobs and stuff, and even if it's your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, it doesn't matter. Uncle, aunt, whoever the child may be, just watch them. And you may want to put those little plastic little safety knobs on the door. And the reason why I say that is because in this dream, I saw it as if someone was sleeping on the couch, and apparently someone was sleeping in the back room. And then there was a situation of that it was as if I had kind of got up. There are no 2-year-olds in my house, so this message does not apply to me. So it was as if I was seeing this message through someone else's eyes. So this person had gotten up out of, I guess, came from out of the back room as if they was taking a nap or something, and then they woke up and saw the front door was open and cracked, and then walked out into the hallway and noticed that the child was wandering around in the hallway with a diaper in their sippy cup. I couldn't remember if they had a t-shirt on, but I know they was wandering around in their diaper and a sippy cup. Luckily, they didn't go too far. But anyway, so guys, make sure you try to childproof your home. Not so much to the point that in the event of emergency, like a fire situation, that you're not able to get out the door, but just enough to make sure that those little kids, I used to deal with kids, so I know how it is. Just to make sure those kids stay safe, especially when those adults are asleep, and the kids wake up from nap before the adults do. I just want to make sure I keep the baby safe. That message came through this morning, so obviously that's a message for someone. So I just want to make sure that hopefully whoever this message is for, that you will receive it. Or even if you guys haven't childproof your home and you have grandkids, niece, nephews, or kids of your own, it doesn't matter. So just childproof, especially if those kids are close to the age of messing with doorknobs and, turning the doorknobs and, locking themselves in, especially if doors are easy to open. So that's another message. Give me a second, guys. Just got to make sure I remind myself of what I covered. Okay, so the next thing I saw was, and this message came through last night. It was really weird, but I take it that some of you may be experiencing this. So at this time, make sure you guys are staying prayed up. Make sure you protect your energy as much as you can, as much as you know how to. I think I stated this yesterday in the other video, or yesterday, or the video prior to this one. I was talking about, protecting yourself. Spiritually, should I say, from unwanted energies, because sometimes when we come in contact with people on a daily basis, almost like we tap into their energy and we don't even realize that we tap into their energy. So let's just say hypothetically, if somebody is very, sometimes it could be a situation of, let's just say if somebody is very, very wild and very sexually active, and then sometimes people being an empath, not even realizing that they within somebody's vicinity, they all of a sudden feels this urge, like they think that they're connecting with this person, not realizing that they're picking up on this person's energy. So keep that in mind too. It's very important to make sure you keep your energy protected, especially after you come in contact with people. I know, just make sure you protect your energy as much as you can. I know for me, I use different ways of doing things. Yeah, you guys are gonna have to find out what works best for you guys, because I know the situation may be different for everybody else. But yes, I will say this: I do surround myself in the blood of Jesus, and ask that I am divinely shielded and I'm protected, as well as surrounding myself in the brightest of golden bright white positive lights. And I see myself being shielded and protected. So that's one way, in case some of you guys don't know what kind of protecting yourself is, but it's almost like you have to see yourself being protected in order to be protected. So just keep in mind and just stay prayed up. But most of all, just, and if you're not used to doing that, just ask the divine spirit of light to continue to, shield you and protect you, your energetic field from other people. So anyway, and the other thing is too, I always make it a point to try to disconnect my energy from people when I've come in contact with them, so that way I don't tap into their energy. Not anything, any messages that I get, I don't go seeking for them. These messages comes to me at during my sleep state. So I want you guys to be very clear. I'm not tapping into anybody's energy. I'm not going to seek, oh, let me go see what this person's doing. No, I don't do that. I don't do any of that. The messages they come to me, and I basically write them down when they're coming to me. So I don't want anybody to think that, oh my God, like if I'm on her channel, if I'm subscribing to her channel, is she looking into me? No, that's not my job. I do know that some people have been doing that, and to me personally, I feel like this: if God is giving you the information, then you're not going against someone's free will. But if you're purposely sitting down and setting the intention of tapping into somebody else's energy, me personally, I think that's against somebody's free will. So that's just my opinion. And but let me get into this message. So I saw as if somebody had came knocking at the door, not my door, but this was like someone who I felt like they had like a single family home, and I felt like they was on the couch watching TV with someone else, and I felt like they wasn't going to open up the door, one, because it was nighttime, but I knew that the light from the glare from the TV was kind of showing through like the windows, so it kind of gave this person who was outside the door the message as if someone was home but nobody was opening the door. So I don't know if this person became upset because they didn't open up the door for this person, but all I saw was like a few minutes later, the two who was sitting on the couch watching TV, they was like, basically, don't open the door, don't open the door. And then a few minutes later, it's like because they didn't open up the door, I felt like this individual who was outside the door, spiritually, they was trying to come in. They was trying, because it was as if I saw their hand come in, but you couldn't see their body, but they was trying to reach their hand in, and it was almost as if their hand was around someone's waist. It kind of felt like my waist, but and I reacted in a sense, in a dream I had kind of reacted, and I took it, and I was like, I told the other person who was sitting on the couch, I said, grab their hand, because I was about to take their hand and go, and because I guess they had violated, I felt like they had violated my space or whatever the case may be. I was just telling the other person to grab their hand so that I could move, because I was going to try to, try to, how you take the fingers and you pull them apart, it's going to try to break them. I know that's not in love and light, but I just felt like you entered into my space. You didn't have permission to do so. But anyway, again, that's just my personal opinion. I'm just telling you that's how the individual felt in the dream. And that was it for that dream. But guys, just also make sure you just stay prayed up. Make sure you be mindful of who you connect to. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we come in contact with people on a daily basis, and I'm not trying to put fear in anybody, because I know we have to associate with people, but it's just a matter of us protecting our aura field and protecting our energetic field when we go out and about, because if not, we're like very vulnerable and open to other people's energy coming and kind of like attaching themselves to us, kind of like I talked in the previous video, like an energy vampire. So it's like this. And just imagine if you just walking into a place and you don't even realize what type of energy is there. It's almost like they flock into you like this. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, because I think that was a message for some of you guys to, and more importantly, be mindful of what you tap into, whether it be on social media, what you're reading, what other people have going on. Be mindful of what you're engaging yourself in, because when you open yourself up to new things, you open a portal up, doorway, whatever you want to call it. You open yourself up to other energies, and you don't know what type of energies are behind those other if you know what type of energies you're dealing with, by all means. But if you're not aware of certain things, sometimes you could be tapping into the wrong type of energies that can, just can seem heavy, can seem like it's a load or a burden on you, can seem like somebody's draining you. It can seem like, all types of things. You just have to be mindful of that. But anyway, so let me move on. And then in another dream that I got this morning too, this one was, I saw someone having a disagreement with somebody. I felt like they was having a disagreement with another female. They was like having a disagreement slash kind of somewhat an argument, trying to prove a point. I don't know what that's all about, but that someone, that's a message for someone. So just keep in mind, if you not that type of person that you want to be engaged in an argument, or you don't want to feel like someone's baiting you into an argument or a disagreement, you know, you can always just politely say, you know, in love and light, I'm gonna just politely, you know, not engage in this topic and be done with it. Because I know I had to kind of say that myself to someone a couple of weeks ago, and I already saw where the conversation was about to go, and I didn't want it to go there, so I chose to disconnect myself and basically say, you know, at this time I'm just gonna, you know, decline that offer, and I'm gonna just keep it moving. So just know that you are entitled to that. You are entitled to your own opinion. You do not have to sit there and argue with somebody. You do not have to sit there and disagree with somebody just to prove a point, to let them know that you're right. If you're right, walk away with the fact of knowing that you're right about something, you know, but do it in a humbling way. And let God fight that battle. Because one thing I've learned is, I know I had to do this so much in the past. So much. It was always constantly arguing, always, you know, trying to prove my point. Now it's just to the point that I was like, you know, you got your opinion, I got mine, and it is what it is. So, you know, I'm not trying to get you to see my way, and don't try to get me to see your way, because I'm just going to walk away with knowing what I know and leave it at that, and allow God to just, you know, handle the situation. So, with all that being said, I'm at 26 minutes. Let me hurry up. And this is the last dream that came through. This is the last dream that came through. And I'm only going off of kind of like what I had saw in a dream. So this is pertaining to some who... Oh, okay. So, some of you have either had somebody show up in your life, or you're going to have somebody show up in your life from your past. And it's almost like you're going to kind of feel somewhat like that. I guess that reconnection is what I got with this individual. Even though, kind of like what I talked at the beginning when I said that some people were going to be finding new relationships. You know, the three groups of people in the love relationships, or not love relationships, but the three groups of people finding... engaging in new relationships. You know, one being the successful one, the other two are just, if you ask me, they was just lessons that was being learned in the dreams that I saw. So this person is going in those other two categories, because what I saw was this person was in a relationship, they had kids, they had a spouse, and I kind of got it as if this individual went back. I felt like, I don't know if it was home, his house or her house, to visit some relatives that was a little older, you know, the elderly relatives. And what I had gotten was, apparently, so this is how it came to me in a dream. So he left the family inside, the wife, the kids, they was inside with the elderly person, I guess, talking to him. He went outside because he had to walk the dog. So he went outside to walk the dog, and he ran into someone new, but I got a feeling like he had already had a conversation with this person, meaning he ran into them just recently, but that wasn't their first time talking that specific day. They just kind of decided to meet up outside when he went to go walk the dog. And the reason why I say that is because what I had gotten was they were kind of like flirting with each other, and they was doing it outside while his family and I don't know whose mom it was, his mom or her mom, somebody's mom, they was inside the house again along with the kids. So this individual was sitting outside. He was kind of flirting as he was walking the dog with this individual that he had knew from the past. So maybe he revisited childhood home, and he ran, you know, came in contact with somebody from the past. But nevertheless, when he went back inside, let me just say this: grandma or mom or whoever she was, she knew what was going on, and she knew he was up to something. Although the wife didn't know what was going on, wife, spouse, whoever she was, She didn't know what was going on, but the grandma or the mom, whoever she was, knew what was going on. And she, I guess she basically was saying to herself, she was like, I'm not going to say nothing. I heard her subconsciously saying, I'm not going to say anything, but I see you. I know what you're doing, and you're not fooling anybody but yourself. So, with all that being said, actually, there's one other thing, too. There was a message that came through, too, with moms. Something about moms and feeling like that they want to live with their kids. I don't know what that's all about, but that message came through also. Something about moms wanting to move in with their kids, or stressing out about possibly moving in with their kids, wanting to move in with their kids. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave that there, but I did see that as well too. But anyway, I hope this information was beneficial for some of you, and I hope you understood where I was coming from when I tried to explain as best as I can. Just keep in mind, we all learn differently. We all express ourselves differently. And please do not put me in a category with anyone else. I am who I am. I deliver the messages how I deliver them. And I have to accept myself just the way that I am, without society trying to put any pressure on me. With all that being said, until the next video, I'm wishing you all much love, and I'm wishing you much light on your soul's journey. And as we all learn these soul lessons and evolve spiritually, I am here. You can check the description box below. You can subscribe to the channel. That way you can get updated messages for the latest messages that come through, if you feel like I resonate with you. If not, until next time, I'm wishing y'all much love and much light. Bye.